basically, Gary, you're a pragmatist, and on pragmatic ground we agree. But see, philosophically, I don't look at it as though we're trying to prohibit human behavior. Now, there's truth to that because basically you need a morality that pushes you, like that you're not quite living up to. It's how you ought to behave. But you're doing that because you want to behave better. Okay, we get to want things that relate to wants. Like, maybe at one point we're a little baby and we want to take somebody's candy, and then we grow a little bit more mature with a more enlightened view, and we realize, no, we don't want to steal babies. We want candy. We want them to be able to have their candy. We end up giving candy to babies. It's because we see a wider picture, and what we want actually changes. So by using this morality, which is a program for the mind, we're actually changing what we want. To a certain degree, you could look at it as though it's restricting things we would otherwise do, right? Because it's a want about how we should behave compared to maybe what some of our urges are telling us. Okay, but the difference is that our behavior is changing as a result. See, it's not like we have this immutable human nature and the morality will always have to restrict the same things. No, it'll restrict different, more subtle things because it'll be based on what we think our urges are telling us. In other words, what part of our morality are we still trying to live up to? And there'll be another part of the morality that's now coming naturally, basically. So, I mean, that's the basic difference. But in a way, it doesn't matter because a lot of your rejection or the more subtle points of philosophy of this are that you're a pragmatist, and you tend to think like a lot of pragmatists that abstract philosophy leads us away from pragmatism, makes us want to do impractical things or have impractical views. I don't see that. I think they join together. Pragmatism is, important to me. It is the ultimate judge, how well something works for an idea. The ultimate way I judge an idea is how well it's working in the real world. But you still can't have these abstractions and try to dig deeply into how all of this stuff works. And there are definitely ramifications of doing that. I mean, basically your view of human beings. If you think that they're evil and need some sort of control, or whether you think, hey, wait, these are creatures that are trying to behave better and better, and it's their self-control that you're seeing in the morality. I think morality is an example of our self-control expressing itself individually, socially, and so it's not about controlling someone else because they're tending to have urges. It's about how we control ourselves. And in the language you use, I think there is a lot of that. It's a lot about self-control if you listen to the language that you're using, but you also put sort of we're fighting human nature, the universe is screwed up kind of aspect as well. And that's where we diverge, because I think it's a good example of people trying to control themselves. That's where this has all come from. Anyway, cheers.